Hi, I'm Sharon. Welcome to Island Doctors Tai Chi. I'm going to have you start by softening your knees. You're going to keep a little bend in your knees. I'm going to have you take one hip and bring it out, circling that hip, and then drawing that line, circling the other hip around. You draw that line back, circle, and then you move side to side, circling your whole hip, drawing the line forward, circling that whole hip. You might need to step your feet apart a little bit more. And when you get that circle movement in your hips, you can exaggerate it to start, and then you're going to start moving with it. So I'm shifting my weight side to side, but I'm not rocking back side to side. I'm circling. So there's a distinct difference in what I'm asking you to do, maybe, than from what you're used to. Start to take those deep breaths. Soften your face. Your head is facing forward. It's in direct line over your neck. And if I bring my hand out and just loosen that hand so it goes along for the ride, you can see if you had a pen in your hand, you'd be drawing a figure 8. You're not moving that hand, your hips are moving that hand. Adding your rhythm to it, breathing. You can add your arms coming into constant bear. So when I first started moving my hips like this, I couldn't move my arms in constant bear at the same time. It was just really difficult for me. So if you can only do one thing, if adding this arm movement makes you not be able to move your hips in those circles, then please go back to not moving your arms, because I really want you to feel this movement in your hips. In this practice, our root is in our feet. We're rooted into the earth. Our strength is in our legs. Our movement is in our hips. And our expression is in our hands. So all your movements down here are expressed through your hand. So if you're fluid and circular, then your arms will be fluid and circular also. Then you can come into Wuji, just allowing your arms to stop on their own. I'll have you bring your hands to your hips and look over each shoulder, looking over your left shoulder and then your right. Coming into Wuji, I'm going to have your hips lead your body. So we're making our figure 8 with our hips, and our hips are moving our shoulder. So I'm not moving my shoulder, my hips are moving my shoulder. My shoulder is simply along for the ride. It rises and falls because of the movement in my hips. And then we're going to reverse that. Switching sides. Deep breaths in through the nose, if possible. And then reverse that. Coming into Wuji. And bring our arm out. I'm going to have you reverse sides, so you want to try to keep your hips circling as you switch. And I'm really exaggerating my hip movement. You can do it more subtly if you'd like to. Coming into Wuji. I'm going to have you step your foot out, and you're going to make like a little hook with this hand and a hook with this hand. It's like trains are passing, and then your hand is on a steering wheel. You steer back to your original position, and you're trying at all the same time to circle out your hips. So the figure 8 is happening forward, back in the circle, forward. And again, if the arm movement is difficult, you can simply bring your hands to your waist and work on the figure 8 in your hips, or even one hand. That works, just working on one hand. I'm going to have you switch feet. Coming back, stepping into Wuji. I'm going to have you work on golden rooster stance on one leg. So when you bring your arm up, your arm is connected to your knee. Maybe you only go on your toes. That's fine. You can also bring your leg up. You want to kind of connect . You can do that a few times if you'd like to, just getting that feeling of moving your leg with your hand, shifting the weight. We're going to come down into that bent knee position. I'll have you cross your arms once, twice, pulling one knee up, golden rooster stance on one knee, one foot, one leg. Balance here, or you can just bring your toes up. That works perfectly well too. This is really good for balance. Or you can also just shift your weight. So just shifting your weight from side to side. Sorry, I lifted up my toes. So shifting your weight. My weight is on this leg. Now my weight is on this leg. So you don't have to do what you think you have to do. If this is what helps you get into that balance and feel that shifting of your weight, then that works too. So remember, there's often more than one way to do things. And then coming into Wuji. I'm going to have us do do number 4, stepping out a foot. I'm going to have you bring your shoulders all the way down your back. Loose fists, they face the back of the room. And then most of your weight is going to end up on that front leg, coming forward and down. So you're kind of sinking your shoulder blades down your back. Stepping that foot back in, other foot out. Bringing your arms back in, coming into Wuji. And we're going to go over slant flying. So when we do slant flying, we make our Tai Chi ball. When you make your Tai Chi ball on the left, your left hand is up. When you make it on the right, your right hand is up. So you can make mistakes, but you'll always be able to correct yourself, because if you have your hand like this, it's coming across your body and there's nowhere to flow to. It really just feels right when you start to play with it, that the hand on the side that you're doing it is the hand that's up. So we're going to take our Tai Chi ball on the left, step out on the right. It doesn't have to be a big step. I notice a lot of times in class people take big steps. We don't have to take a big step. It's actually preferred not to. You take a little step and then you're opening your bottom hand into the air and your gaze goes down to that lower hand. Making your Tai Chi ball on the right. So I did a kind of, it seems like a lot of stuff here. I just moved my hips. So I'm moving my hips, step out with the left, and then this bottom hand opens and you look down at that right hand. Tai Chi ball on the left, step out with the right. So you're doing this slant flying. Tai Chi ball on the right, step out with the left, look down. So let's do that a few more times. We're going to make our Tai Chi ball on the left, step out with the right, slant flying. Tai Chi ball on the right, step out with the left, slant flying right. Tai Chi ball on the right. No, we just did the right. Tai Chi ball on the left, I'm sorry. Step out with the right, slant flying left. Tai Chi ball on the right, step out with the left, slant flying right. When we play guitar, it's exactly like it sounds. You bring your hands up like you're playing a guitar, your hands become parallel, you lean back on one hip. I'm not moving my arms. I've already moved them. I'm using my hips to bring my arms back. Play guitar right, play guitar left. So let's just do that little part from slant flying to play guitar. Tai Chi ball on the left, step out with the right, slant flying left. Tai Chi ball on the right, step out with the left, slant flying right. Play guitar right, play guitar left. One more time. Tai Chi ball on the left, step out with the right, slant flying left. Tai Chi ball in the right, step out with the left, slant flying right. Play guitar right, play guitar left. I'm going to have you come into Wuji. And we're going to work on silk railing cocoon. We're going to do number 5, bringing your hand to your hip. Your other hand starts at your front of your hip. And we're going to make that figure 8 with our hips. I'm going to step my feet apart a little bit more as I'm getting used to this movement. I need to be able to bend my knees a little bit more. That's just me. You're going to find what works best in your body, and then you bring that arm up. Your gaze follows that arm. And then you switching with your own rhythm. Coming back into Wuji. You bring your hands to your hips. I'm going to have you now just make a full circle. So with your hips, we're making a full circle. Like we have a hula hoop, we're not doing that kind of inner loop to connect them like a figure 8. We're simply moving in a big circle. backwards, or footwards. You started backwards. I'm going to have you stop with bent knees. You're going to bring your pelvis forward and then follow the curves of your spine. Come into Wuji. Hands to your hips. I'm going to have you bring your toes in. Other foot. Coming into Wuji. Hands to your hips. A circle, kick. You can bring your foot back down. You can make a tiny little kick. It does not have to be a big kick. You can continue circle kick in one continual movement, or you can bring your foot down to the ground in between. Completely up to you. Circle, kick, circle, kick, circle, kick, foot down, circle, kick, circle, kick, circle, kick, circle, kick, circle, kick. Coming back down into Wuji. We're going to do a little bit of free form. So I'm going to have you move your hips in your circle and then just let your arms move with that. And I'm going to have to step my feet a little bit further away from each other. So you're making a circle with this hip, a circle with this hip. And you can kind of feel like you have putty in your hands. And I believe if we were to name this, this would be cloud hands, I believe. So really just trying to maintain and work on that hip movement. And then let's bring our hands to our hips. And let's end our class the way we started it, making those figure eights with our hips. Circle, 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 circle. And then you connect the circle, connect the circle. And as your legs get stronger, your hips get healthier, all this movement brings blood, oxygen back into these hips, bones can regenerate, joints can regenerate. Our body's very good at our muscles getting stronger when we use them. The same thing works for our joints. When we use them, they get stronger, they get healthier, they move better. So if any of this movement hurts, then I don't suggest to do anything that hurts. If things are slightly uncomfortable, that's a lot different than pain. Slightly uncomfortable, meaning you feel a little sore from using muscles that you haven't used. You feel like your joint might be a little tired or achy. Those feelings are okay as long as they're okay with you and you don't feel like you've made anything in your body worse or forced it to move in a way that it doesn't want to move. Your body will talk to you and it will respond if you listen. So, thank you for joining me for Tai Chi practice today. I will see you next week.